Today we're going to look at the Cygnar Gravediggers Battle Group box set. These new Gravedigger models are amazing. I know not everyone loves the Storm Legion models. I never really had a problem with them, but man, the new Gravediggers are amazing. Apologize for all the background noise. I live in Florida and we're having a random thunderstorm, so it happens. There are a lot of options on these jacks, so I'll wait to really give much commentary until we're looking at the cards afterwards. As you can see, parts galore. I love all the miniguns, the heavy machine guns they have, the bazookas, all the belt-fed weapons. It's just a super sick aesthetic. I like it a lot. This box has the Patriot, the Valiant, and Rosco as the caster. And Rosco seems pretty good. We'll go in depth over her card, but she's got good abilities. Get a little bit of a curve to the sword here. That can be straightened back out. It's not that big a deal. It's a pretty awesome sword. Well, Rosco, she's got great abilities, got a good feat, got good spells, got a good weapon. She seems pretty good to me. Pretty well rounded. Look at that skewer. Gotta have the harpoon. And then lots of little head options. They're real small. Seems to me most people just pick the head that they like, because nobody can really tell the difference, especially from across the table, as to what head your guy has on him anyway. Oh, I like this one though, that's cool. Personally, I'm a fan of WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. I've been wargaming for decades, and that was just ingrained in me and Warhammer back in the day. But I find that it makes it just easier to play. You know what's across the table from you. But I guess it is a fair point that not everyone is going to know what all of your different heads do, or even be able to tell them apart. You would have to have a pretty insane game knowledge to be able to do that with all the options that are in this game. So this is going to be the other jack. Lots of details. The big shields with the underslung guns. Very cool look. Big autocannon looking thing. Got a glaive. Chain sword, gotta love a good chain sword. A man-sized knife. You know, they call them knives, but they're 3 foot tall. Yeah, just tons of super cool options on these guys. And again, with the little heads. Let's see. last but not least is Cynthia Rosko. I haven't really been keeping up with the Cygnar meta talk, so I don't really know how they feel about her, but looking over her profile and her abilities, she seems pretty darn good to me. Cool cape. Look at all that. She's ready for business. That's just a heavy crate that comes in the for all the airdrops that the Cygnar have. Cygnar have some cool mechanics. They can drop things onto the battlefield to give them options in the middle of the game. Probably not super new player friendly, just because it is a lot more options, choices, things to think about. Probably not super newbie friendly. She's cool. I love you can see. Let me zoom in on this. Her earring. Let me try to get this in focus. There we go. Yeah, look at her goggles and her earring. That's a pretty good level of detail there. She's definitely cool. Lots of stuff. Her sheath. Yep. All right. Stick around and we'll go over all the cards. Okay, here we have the Gravediggers Battle Group. Comes with Captain Cynthia Rosko. 15 health. She has Tough, Pathfinder, and Dual Attack. Speed 6, Arcane Attack 7, Mat 6, Rat 7, Defense 15, Arm 15, Arc 6, and Control 12. She has Arcane Precision. If you use normal movement to aim, you ignore cloud effects when determining line of sight, and you ignore stealth. Pretty good. Oath of Vengeance Undead, you gain +2 to attack and damage rolls against undead models. Situational, obviously, but you'll be happy to have it when it comes up. And then Run and Gun. At the end of its activation, if this model destroyed one or more enemy models with ranged attacks, you can make full advance. Her gun is the Witch Hammer, range 13, rate of fire 1, AoE 2, POW 13/8, magical weapon. And each time you shoot it, you choose one of the following. The first one is Blood Boon. Once per activation, immediately after resolving an attack in which it destroyed an enemy model with this weapon, this model can cast a spell without spending focus or fury. Brutal damage. On a direct hit, gain an additional die on this weapon's damage rolls against the target directly hit. And Crater. On a direct hit, models hit suffer -2 speed for 1 round. So, the attack type things are always good, picking your ammo. It's all situational things, but they all have their purposes. Free spells, obviously that's good. Brutal damage. You know, only POW 13, so that can really help you get some spiked damage in on some higher armor models. And then Crater, you know, denying people speed and reducing speed is a pretty big deal. Her melee weapon is just a normal trench blade, range 1, POW 12, but it does have brutal charge, so you get +2 to the damage when you charge. Rosco's feat is called Firefight. Cyn and models in her battle group beginning their activations in her control range can make 1 additional ranged or melee attack during their activations. Additionally, while in her control range, other friendly faction models gain Swift Hunter. And now Swift Hunter, if they destroy a model after the attack's resolved, they can advance 2 inches. So obviously, her control range is 12. Firefight is her and models in her battle group. Obviously, she's wanting to bring range jacks. That's pretty apparent. The 3 spells she comes with, one is Admonition. It's cost 2, range 6, upkeep.
When an enemy model advances and ends its movement or is placed within 6 inches of target model in the battle group, the affected model can immediately advance up to 3 inches. Admonition is a classic. It has Curse of Shadows. Target model/unit suffers -2 arm. That is cost 3, range 8. Also an upkeep. Models can advance through the affected models if they have enough movement to completely pass as base. And then Shadow Step, cost 2. Enemy models currently within 2 inches suffer Shadow Bind. Additionally, you can place the spellcaster anywhere completely within 3 inches of its current location. A model suffering Shadow Bind suffers -3 defense and cannot advance for 1 round. Shadow Step is pretty good. Lots of movement stuff here, if you didn't notice. So, between Firefight, because she counts for that too, so she'll have Swift Hunter. She normally has Run and Gun. And then Admonition and Shadow Step, she's pretty much getting wherever she wants to go. 15-15 defense is pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, she seems pretty decent to me. Obviously, you want to take ranged jacks. And speaking of, let's go look at the next model in the box is the Patriot. It is 12 points. You can take 4 of them, 26 health, speed 6, mat 6, rat 7, defense 13, armor 17, the normal jack stuff, but does have dual attack, pathfinder, foxhole buddy. While base to base with a friendly model that is dug in, this model ignores cover, resistance blast, and gains cover, resistance blast, and does not block line of sight. Tried and true, when this model is affected by a repair special action, it removes 1 additional damage point and then reposition. At the end of their activation, they can move 3 inches. Got 2 guns here. The first one's a sniper cannon. It is range 14, rate of fire 1, POW 13. Critical brute damage. On a critical hit, you gain an additional die. Gotta love range 14, and POW 13 is not super bad either, especially if you get that crit off. And then Tracer Cannon, range 11, rate of fire is D3, and POW's 11. So it has a special star attack, and this model ignores stealth. When resolving this attack, a model hit by this attack suffers flare, which makes them lose stealth and suffer -2 defense for 1 round. And then let's see at the options. Maybe I have to click on the different. Yeah, so with the add options, you have the arc node option for 2 points if you need the arc node. You get the reposition option for 2 points, and that's why I had reposition. There's a shield guard option for 1 point, and a Swift Hunter option for 2 points. None of these options are bad, to be honest. It just depends what you really want to do with this jack. Let's see, only armor 17. I'm not sure that I would go shield guard on it, but it is only 1 point, and you can't be mad about shield guard. Arc node if you need it. The things with all these jacks, there's so many options on them, you pretty much just pick your poison. Right arm options is the sniper cannon, which I went over, it just had it auto selected. Another cheaper choice is the pole cleaver. It grants you sidestep, it gives you set defense. It's range 2, POW 12. There's the grenade cannon for 4 points. And it has range 10, AoE 2, POW 13, 8, and arcing fire, so you can ignore intervening models. And then there's the dual cannon, which is 6 points, which is the most expensive option. Range 12, rate of fire 1, POW 12, but has powerful attack, so you could spend 1 focus and it boosts all attack and damage rolls for that attack. Really good ability. POW 12 is but powerful attack makes up for it. And then it has reload, so you can spend a fury a focus to get an additional shot with it. Honestly, in my opinion, powerful attack is nice, but on an average dice roll, you're going to be adding 3 POW to it basically to make it 15. It's okay. The fact that it's boosting the attack and the damage roll makes it pretty good, obviously, but you're still POW 15. I mean, it's decent. I think I would probably... I don't know. It depends what you want to do. This model has dug in, right? So you could definitely take the sniper cannon and just plink from range. I hope you get some crit brute damages off. I don't think I would go with the melee option. Not with this caster anyway. But let's see what the left arm is. So the left arm, we went over the tracer cannon. That's going to be the... Well, there's another one tied for the same amount of points. But you can just give it a trench blade, range 1, POW 12, a brutal charge. You could give it a scrapper for 3 points, range 1, POW 13, but it has crit, shred, and sustained attack. That's pretty interesting. So on a crit hit, you can make 1 additional attack, and then sustained attack, when it makes the attackless weapon against the last model hit by this weapon, it automatically hits. That's pretty decent. It's only POW 13, so you got to pick your targets. But that's not a bad option. It's only 3 points. That's not bad if you want a melee option on there, to be honest. The trench blade is 2 points, and it's only POW 12, the brute charge. I think I would much rather have the 3-point scrapper for just 1 point more. But then for 5 points, you can get a gun, which is spray 8, POW 12, and then also a shield, which is a POW 11 attack, but then it gives you +2 armor, which would put you at a 19 armor, and then all of a sudden that shield guard option looks better. So, you know, it just depends what you're trying to do. With this caster, you definitely want at least 1 gun. But it also has dug in, so if you're trying to stay dug in... let's take a look at this. The Foxhole Buddy. While base to base with a friendly model is dug in, you gain cover, resistance blast, and you don't block line of sight. So, if you are benefiting from Foxhole Buddy, if that's part of your game plan, then you probably don't want Swift Hunter, Reposition. You probably don't want either one of those. Also, an arc node probably isn't going to do you much good because you're going to be shooting from 14-inch range. At that point, you might as well have shield guard. Let's see. For the next arm, well, yeah, that's the 14-inch range, the sniper cannon on the right arm. And then for the left arm, you know, the tracer rounds is nice, especially if you are having to deal with stealth. I kind of really like that scrapper, you know, just in case someone gets close to you. Of course, you can always go with the spray and the shield. I mean, it gives you better armor. That's going to make you pretty tough to remove if you're benefiting from cover. So, well, yeah, that's putting you at a defense 17 and you're going to be armed 19. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the way to go. And then you have a spray 8 if any units get too close. And you have that range 14 crit brute damage gun. I think that's probably what I would do if I'm trying to buy into the whole Foxhole Buddy thing. Seems good to me. And then you'll have shield guard to save your units that your base to base units to have dug in. All right, let's look at the Valiant. All right, in this loadout, let's see, the heavy weapon, it can have an airdropped heavy weapon, which the box does come with a crate so that's beneficial. It has Relentless Charge, so when you charge you gain Pathfinder. Tried and True, same as the other guy. Repairs give a bonus point. And then Righteous Vengeance, this is all from its options. When one more friendly warrior models were destroyed or removed from play by enemy attacks well within 5 inches during your maintenance phase, you can advance 3 inches and make one basic attack. It has dual attack, 30 health, 5 speed, mat 7, rat 6, defense 12, armor 19. As far as the options go on the head, so instead of Righteous Vengeance, which is a 2-point upgrade, you can also get Reposition for 2 points. You can get Aggressive for 2 points, so you can run or charge for free and you get +2 speed when running. Or for 1 point you can get Evasive. Oh, that's interesting. We know the caster's trying to do movement shenanigans, and our other Jack is going to be a sniper that isn't moving around much, so maybe we want to do that with this one. Let's see the right arm. So there is a range 16 POW 15 gun for 7 points. There's also a range 14 rate of fire 1 AoE 3 POW 14/8 with arcing fire, heavy mortar. You can have a piston hammer, which is POW 18 with beatback. And you can have a trench sword, which is POW 17 with brutal charge. Oof. All of these are pretty darn good and very expensive. Let's see what the left arm is. So on the left arm, we could take a volley shield. So there's a range 8 D3 +1 POW 10 with volley fire. So your attack rolls against warrior models are automatically boosted. And then it comes with a POW 13 shield that's +2 armor. I mean, that's not bad at all. There's a slug gun, which is only range 4, but it's POW 14. And it comes with a POW 14 fist. Yeah, I mean, it saves you 2 points. The slug gun is pistol, so you can use it in close combat. I don't know. There's a harpoon for 5 points. Comes with a range 10, POW 12 with skewer, and then a POW 14 fist. And for 7 points, there's a grenade launcher, range 12, AoE 2, POW 13/8 with a fist. I kind of think if it was me, with the caster we're looking at, let's look at her feat one more time. Can make 1 additional range for melee attack, and while in her control range they gain Swift Hunter. So normally she's not really doing a whole lot for her jacks. We have the one that's going to be, has a spray, has a long range gun, and has a weak melee attack. Maybe, just maybe. Well, the piston hammer is good. I say I think I would go harpoon fist. Skewer's just too good, being able to pull people out of position. It's range 10, you know, and then it gives you a shot, a shoot option, so you can still trigger her feet if you like. And I don't know, I think we have our sniper and our other jack. I think I go piston hammer here. I mean, brutal charge is nice, but if you're skewering them to you, then you're not charging them on the trench sword. plus the piston hammer is a point cheaper. And then for the head, if we are doing all that, Righteous Vengeance is real good. I still don't think I necessarily want to be running or charging. We want to be pulling people out of position with Skewer. Evasive is nice. What's the defense? 12? Yeah, so evasive's probably not going to happen much because 12 is getting hit pretty easy. Righteous Vengeance is good. Yeah, I think we go Righteous Vengeance because the Skewer attack is a basic attack. So especially in the maintenance phase, to be able to move 3 inches and then yoink someone with Skewer seems pretty good. So, you know, we still have a shot. It's POW 12. It can still get some work done on her feet, but you just have to choose your targets. But the main thing is your positioning is insane on that. Skewer and then beat back. Righteous Vengeance. Yeah, I think I like that. Plus you have the heavy weapon hardpoint, so you can always pick up a heavy weapon. Yeah, I like the Skewer and the piston hammer combo. I think that's good. And you're mat 7. Yeah, I think that's what I would do with this battle group. Let's look at the spell options. So rack slots is 2. You can take Arcane Shield, Chasten, Dash, Deceleration, Lock the Target, Rhythm of War. Wow, there's a lot of rack options. Jeez. Rift, Rockwall, Second Sight, Silence of Death. So Silence of Death we probably are not taking in this battle group because we're relying mostly on ranged attacks, I feel. And your piston hammer's power 18. That's pretty decent already, I think. Eyeless Sight might be beneficial. Rockwall. You know, Rockwall is a classic Warmachine spell. It's pretty decent. Rift. Drop some rough terrain somewhere. POW 13. Rhythm of War. Warjacks in your battle group can advance up to 3 inches after all friendly models have ended their activations. Again, that's good. But your one Jack wanting to be sniper, you know, foxhole buddy, it's probably going to be wasted on him. Lock the Target. Model damaged by Lock the Target cannot run, charge, or make slam or trample power attacks for 1 round. You know, that's good, right? It's also POW 12, so it's going to be potentially plinking for some damage. Stopping people from running or charging is pretty good. Deceleration. Friendly faction models gain +2 arm against ranged and arcane attack rolls. That's pretty good. Dash, of course everybody knows Dash. Let's see what her stats are. 15-15. Now if you take Arcane Shield, throw it on herself, she's now 15-18. And then you cast Deceleration, because she's a friendly faction model to herself. Now she's a 15-20 versus ranged and arcane attack rolls. That seems pretty good to me. Plus a +2 armor on your other guys, so that's going to put your Patriot to a 21 because we took him with the shield. That's going to put your Valiant to a 21. I think that seems pretty good. I think that's what I would do. Arcane Shield and Deceleration. And then you always have Curse of Shadows if you need some help dealing some damage. Again, Admonition and Shadow Step to help you get around the table. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. And that's Rosco's battle group. Seems pretty decent to me.